Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hello. I'm Jean.
And I am Laura. And we are here to encourage all you boomers, millennials, and everyone in between to be happily okay together.
Lockdown is over.
You heard it. Lockdown is over, Jean, or is it?
Or is it? We'll see.
We will see.
But we also have the excitement of Vax-A-Million.
Vax-A-Million. I think we are the only state here, the beautiful state of Ohio, that is doing this. You've probably heard once a week, correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to have a lottery of people who have gotten vaccinated to win $1 million.
Yes. Are you in?
No, I already got vaccinated. I don't think we can go back, can we?
Yeah. It's for
And
everybody.
show our card?
No, you just fill it in online.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually thought it was to encourage the rest of the Ohioans to get a vaccine.
It is, but we're all eligible.
Oh, heck.
We're all eligible. Yes.
Well, sure.
So I'm glad we discussed this.
Yes, I might have missed out on my $1 million.
Right. So good
Oh.
luck.
Stay tuned. We'll let you know if either one of us win.
I
will we?
have a good feeling. Yeah, will. All right.
Okay.
Up to you.
All right.
You're on.
I am on, and you're asking me, how was your week, Laura? Well, let me tell you, Jean.
Yes, please.
I always have a good week. Our weather is getting a little better. I think we had, 10 days of straight rain, but now it's sunny. Mm-hmm. We're back to being good. You'll never guess what my OH bought me.
Oh.
It came in the mail. He happily went out and presented me with this box and said, "Here, honey, it's a little surprise for you." Well, of course, I, blushed a little and said, "Oh, you shouldn't have." And I opened it up, and what should I see? There's a little box, and inside were hearing aids. Yes. Now, nothing says love like your OH buying you a set of hearing aids.
So did he do, I think you had mentioned you've been checking all ranges and
Yes.
So he got you the...
Well, he got me very inexpensive ones because he said, try the cheap ones. I don't know if we told you, dear people, that I keep failing hearing tests. They keep saying I'm on the normal, at the bottom of the normal line.
Right, so you're failing in a good way.
Yeah, I'm failing it in a good way, but I want someone to say, you need hearing aids, but nobody will.
And I think we've always kind of thought that hearing aid people could be kind of predatory. I don't know if that's true or not. So if they're saying you don't need one,
then clearly I don't. But
right.
I can't hear my daughter and my husband.
So hence this box.
So hence the box.
Well,
so I opened it up. We plugged it in. They're called Audiens, Audiens, Audiens. I've tried them twice now.
All right.
I guess you can only try them for like an hour at a time for the first week because your brain has to get used to it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's sort of like they're inconspicuous. I'm not wearing them now. I don't know, Jean. The jury is out. Now, my husband, first I had the volume on way too loud. It's really hard to adjust the volume.
Ooh.
I think that takes some doing. But it's been fascinating. I can hear him now pretty darn well.
Oh, you do notice the change.
Oh, yes. But it's almost like everything's on a huge, loud microphone. Probably the volume's a little too loud. So I walked into my one room and I thought, what is this horrific sound? Well, I think it was just the air coming out of the vent.
Oh, but now you are.
But now I'm noticing everything.
Yes.
Like the washing machine makes a noise. Who knew? So I don't know.
The washing machine makes a noise.
Yes. I could never hear the water sloshing around before.
Oh, you really could. Oh, gosh, there's some frequencies. Oh, my.
Right. But then some frequencies are just way too loud.
So it seems like a pretty good bargain for...
$89, I'm trying it. So I will keep you posted.
So what's the progression? So you can keep them in for an hour?
Hour the first week. Then you 2+ hours the second week, and they want you to go outside. Well, I snuck outside last night.
Yeah.
And had dinner with my daughter and OH.
Yeah.
I could hear the birds just beautifully, but I have to say I still couldn't understand a couple of times my daughter and husband. So they decided maybe it's just selective hearing.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah.
But the birds sounded beautiful.
You don't blame the person who's having the
Could
problem.
be a whole new world for me. I don't know. Keep you posted.
Please do.
Yes. Now, I don't think we've talked about this before. Have we talked about the Sanderling Resort?
No.
Why would this be important to me, especially?
Oh.
Because they are associated with Duck Donuts now. We just got a Duck Donuts.
Oh, did you like? Yes.
Yes. They have a resort that you can reserve a room, and it's in Duck, North Carolina. I never knew Duck Donuts were from Duck, North Carolina. And the whole room is called the Sweet Escape. They feature donuts and the whole thing.
In this room?
In this room. Donut curtains, donut kits. You can decorate your own donuts. You're greeted every morning whenever you want with their coffee and a dozen fresh donuts.
Well, maybe we should go there. We've been planning a sister getaway.
I know. The Sweet Escape. It's on the beach, and the whole theme in your room is donuts.
Yes, let's call right now. Let's just stop the podcast and make a reservation. And where did you say this was exactly?
It's called the Sanderling Resort in Duck, North Carolina.
Duck, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And where is that exactly? Do you know?
It's on the beach. I don't know.
It's on the
where.
beach.
Somewhere in North Carolina.
Count us in. Excellent. Thank you.
I thought this was, yes, very important news. Very important news. Now, may I also mention, I don't know if I said this on the podcast incorrectly. Seems hard to believe. Did I talk about Doggy Coin?
Yes.
But it's Doja Coin. It's Doja. I thought it was Doggy. So I have to correct myself.
Well, I thought it was Doge.
I think it's Doja Coin.
Right, and I thought it was Doge.
Anyway, all of this, they were talking again on the news. We had talked a little bit about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's apparently still huge and big, and Elon Musk got all kinds of news. So I just want to say to you listeners, I apologize for calling it Doggy Coin, not Doggy, Doja. Would you buy it? I would not.
No, but
still it seems a little risky.
Thanks.
But I think it's becoming bigger and bigger. I mean, I think we're going to be hearing more on this. So we'll keep you up to date. Now, one more thing that I was discussing with my daughter when we were traveling.
Your older daughter?
My older daughter. We're in the car together, and she just had to stop her conversation, and I can relate to this experience, where you suddenly have a broken nail and you need a nail file.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we were saying, why is it that when you break your nail, all life must cease until you find a nail file?
Absolutely. And you can't, even if I tell myself, just don't touch it. You don't have to touch it till you get home.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the grocery store this minute. But then you touch it all the time.
It's an interesting phenomenon. I just thought that I would bring up for our listeners the nail file problem.
So was she driving? Was she not?
No, I was driving, and we were having a really good conversation about something. And then all of a sudden she just stopped mid-sentence and said, I need a nail file. But I knew exactly what was happening.
Yes. Oh, I could totally relate. Yes.
And this is something that I have done to my OH, but he just looks at me like, can't you wait till you get home? No, it's that critical.
And there's two kinds really there's the one where it breaks off and it's a very sharpy point there. Those are, you just, and then there's where there's like a dangling.
The dangling, all of them.
Cringe, got it.
They are cringeworthy, and I made me think, are there other things that I just need to stop when it happens to my body? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, we'll keep you updated on that too.
Yes, but that was pretty much my week.
That's actually nice for you. You had a pretty, a relaxing.
I did.
Oh, I'm glad.
Never mind.
You didn't have a relaxing.
Well, and I know our dear listeners are probably thinking I'm insane, but we did set off the smoke detector. My husband did have to talk to the ADT people, but we're good. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Apparently greasy bacon.
Yes.
on your open flame doesn't work.
Ah.
Okay,
Who would have
moving
thought?
on. Moving on.
This is actually a good segue. You've gone from bacon. I will start with refrigerator organization. I've been spending time with my younger son. He's a millennial too, but we're getting our new lake place, little tiny lake condo, set up with $1 million view. It's a tiny condo with the big view of the lake. Love it.
Worth it.
So we text each other during the week of things we want to remember to do or buy or bring or to get it homey.
Yes, fun.
And I received a text from him and a video.
Nice.
Showing refrigerator organization. There are many YouTube videos about this. It's like the days of pantry organization.
I'm not chuckling. I am chuckling. Your millennial
son
sent you a video about refrigerator organization.
Yes. And
do tell.
Well, it would be helpful. It's like I was saying, it's kind of the same as the pantry organization. You take everything out.
Yeah.
Refrigerators might even be more scary than tidying your pantry because you can find some pretty weird things way in the back.
Yes.
So you do that, and then you find some kind of nice clear plastic bin or containers that appeal to you, and you line everything up as perfectly as you can. In the bins?
In bins. So they recommend
some kind of container. You would
not just loosey-goosey throwing in all your stuff and hoping it fits and balancing it and making...
the balancing is fun.
I love the balancing where you kind of take that big bottle that has a flat top, like a big jar of jelly.
Okay.
And sometimes I can balance a whole plate on that.
Yes, right. But
this would not be...
No.
Wow.
I suppose, no. So you'd have maybe like your cheese compartment, and then you have your, like if you had kids, your Lunchable compartment and your...
Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought about putting bins in my refrigerator.
So that was that. That's what millennials are doing these days. They're organizing their fridges. Then we moved on to something else, which ended up being very fun. We both decided we wanted an espresso machine.
Oh, did you? Did you splurge?
Well, excellent question. So I said to my son, I think there's so many. How would we choose one? So he sends me a couple examples on Amazon, and I look too. And as you probably know, the price range on espresso machines is just phenomenal.
Yes. I happen to know somebody, I'm being a name dropper here, but I won't drop the name. She has like the more expensive one, and it is phenomenal. I mean, it's phenomenal. So
now, in the sense of it can,
I don't know, she does all the wonderful frothy this, and it just tastes perfect.
Right. So they can range really from, I would say, $250 to $2,000.
Yeah, easily 2,000. Yes.
And then there's some, I was reading the reviews, well, some are harder to clean and some this, and they just seem so expensive. And I thought, so we came, and then, before we came up with our compromise, I actually texted your Chicago daughter. Because I figured.
Did you now?
I did, because I thought, I am sure they would know.
I think they have one.
Right, and they seem like they would know about this. Of
course, yes.
So they do have one, but they want another one, which I would say is like in the middle of the price range, and they sent me the picture of it, and it's very modernistic and it's nice. So I finally said to Henry, my millennial, Henry, I said, remember a while back we were thinking of getting an espresso machine. Would that be all right to get for right now? And he agreed it would. And what they are an espresso machine is a fancy Keurig. It's a nicer Keurig. Actually, the machine itself that we got, because we did do this route, it's just a joy to use. It just works so much better.
Is it like that Nespresso?
That's what I'm saying.
Did you get the Nespresso?
We got the Nespresso.
I have tried those when before COVID, you used to be able to try them in various stores.
Yes.
They're good.
Yeah, and they come with many pods.
Yes.
Many variety of pods. So the one we got does 5 sizes of coffee.
Nice.
And you get an introductory offer with their pods, and you can buy many pods that are all different from coffee from different countries, coffee with different blends. Yes, and it does. So it's like using a Keurig, but it's a much nicer machine, much more variety, sophisticated tastes of coffee or espresso. And I got it for $99 at Walmart. It was some kind of special. It's their new, not probably their newest, but it's their new version.
That's less than maybe a new Keurig. Yeah. Well done.
I know.
Well done. We'll do it, but it's at the lake. I was going to say, why didn't you offer me some?
I know. I may have to get another one.
I may have to go to the lake.
Right. I may have to get another one. So thanks for listening. That's my espresso news, Espresso Nespresso. Have you heard of bird migration? I'm just jumping into
Wow. You went from coffee to birds.
Yeah.
But I did remember I had that thing with the birds in my eye.
Yes. That was actually the horrible floater attack.
Yeah, my fluid. It was a floater attack. Boomers, this could happen to you. I don't want to scare you, but it was like the movie The Birds in my eye.
It is.
But it's all good now. So.
Yeah.
All right, so bird migration.
Well, I was listening to the Bookem podcast, which several authors do every week, discussing things that readers and writers would like. And one of them, Amy Reed, it's kind of nice. She's a writer, and her last name, I think, really is Reed.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Was talking about bird migration, and she said, now you're probably imagining when you see the Canada geese fly, or you see like the swallows all fly, there's a special word for how they fly. But what she is talking about, because she used some of her pandemic time to learn more about birds, so which she's been studying different things, she learned that birds do most of their migration at night. We can't see them, but they actually do most of their flying south or north or wherever they need. At night, to the extent that the sky could be filled with hundreds of thousands of birds. Many, many birds are flying overhead at night.
While we sleep and we just don't know.
Right.
Wow, like a curtain of birds.
Yes, right, a ceiling of...
How could I be this old and never have heard of
I thought that was amazing.
That's a fun fact.
Right, dear. So, and I have a quick update myself.
Yes.
We have so much to share. I'm just going on and on. I had talked a little bit last week about so many pets being adopted during the pandemic.
Yes.
Well, then I just read... there is now lockdown pet regret. Many of those doggies, they've been returned.
Well, that's sad. Yeah, lockdown.
Kind of understandable. Regret. So you get one and it just doesn't quite.
Yeah, that happened to our dear dog. We didn't want to live with her, sent her to another family. And then 2 days later, they didn't want her, and I said, give it another week. And I think I've talked about this before.
They were actually on your front door.
My front door. So, pet regret is a real thing.
Right. Then a quick question before we get into the more serious part of our show.
I have to drink more coffee. Yes, another question.
For you?
Yes.
I watched a show on Apple TV Plus.
These high-tech things I don't do, but...
Right. Anyhow, Jennifer Aniston is in it, who I actually know her. I don't know many stars. I know who she is.
She's cute,
You obviously know who she is, and I've seen her in several things. And my question to you is, she just always... she does a good job in the parts. Looks good.
Yes.
Does a good job. But she's always Jennifer Aniston, isn't she?
She does. And all her characters... are all somewhat the same.
Yes.
We love her as Jennifer Aniston, but you're right. She doesn't really project different roles.
No, it's always Jennifer Aniston.
Right, and she's always kind of the cute, fun, sometimes bungles, but yes.
Yeah, sort of smart.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I never thought about what actors and actresses pretty much are the same.
And she really is. So that would be something to think of. See if we can think of some more for next time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to switch back to this pandemic, which I don't know if it's a pandemic or not. We may not even be talking about it next episode.
Who knows? goes.
So we get to go out without masks.
Yeah, just quickly.
Yes, I'll lose my train of thought though, but
yeah,
yes.
Hold on to it, write it down.
Choo choo.
So sorry.
Choo choo.
Speaking quickly of masks, I'm so confused. Ohio had set a certain date, and then one of our towns close to us moved that date up about 2 weeks. I'm very confused.
I think we're done.
Are we done? If we're vaccinated, we're done?
I think we're done, and although I think individual stores and things can decide for themselves, but how's that going to work for them?
Right.
I mean,
and I don't think we have to prove it's a whole mass confusion. My one daughter is in the Sprinter Van Girl.
Right.
She was asked to do an ad this week. And the people requesting her, she does banners and Facebook ads and etc.
Yeah.
Wanted her to add masks to all the people.
And she said,
why would aren't we a year late?
Yeah.
But I guess they still want it.
Oh.
And I think we're a year late, so
hopefully we are
done.
So
that would be exciting.
We wore masks, but what we did not wear during the pandemic, it turns out to be bras.
Gasp!
Because everybody stayed home, right? And didn't.
I think I always wore a bra.
Did you?
Yes,
wear
I
your
did.
same?
Yes.
That's fine. But
did you?
No, but I don't usually wear. I usually wear a pretty light thing anyway, so no.
Wow, we're discussing. I feel like I have to whisper.
All right,
We're
so
talking about
there's
bras.
a new category now of bras called.
Yes.
Sometimes they're called lounge bras.
Okay.
There are sleep bras. There are leisure bras. From looking at them, I would say they are all like sports bras or camis that are either lighter in the case of sports bra, not quite so restrictive.
Okay.
And in the case of a cami, maybe a little more built up with cups. But that's kind of a new thing. Is it healthy to go braless? It probably doesn't matter either way, is what people are saying. Depends on you.
All right, so it's not like they're going to fall to the floor if you don't wear a bra.
Right. So,
interesting.
yeah.
I don't have enough to fall to the floor.
Oh, you're fine. But anyhow, that's the thing. So
Fascinating.
this is right. We have to gird up our loins and our bras and go back to the office.
Yeah, I would think people are going to have to go back to bras if they're back in the office. Will be like the crazy 60s.
Yeah, which leads me into yet another thing that actually has really weighed on my mind a lot. I think about a lot. Probably my whole life I've thought this. Mm-hmm. It's that time of year where we're encouraged to get that bikini body.
Ugh,
Which if you've seen the joke, it's, how do you get a bikini body? You buy a bikini and you find a human body. Right. So, but for so many years, we knew what that really meant.
Yes.
Was getting slim and trim and
does anybody, no matter what your age, ever truly feel that they are ready for a bikini? And that's a good question.
And that's right.
I would guess no. I would guess, and I don't think men worry about, I've got to get a trunk body.
Yeah, a Speedo body.
Speedo body, whatever it might be.
Right, and
they just put on their shorts and they go.
Do you cringe if you're invited to a party at somebody's pool? Do you kind of cringe?
Oh, yes.
Right. See, we should do that. So now I want to say to all our friends, now that the pandemic is lessening, we're going to be going back out. People may see your body, and that's fine. Give yourself some love. Your body has been through a hard year. It's served us so well this whole past year, I hope, for most people.
Right.
But we need to love our bodies. And one thing, thinking of boomer women, when you think about this, Laura, when you think back, the main thing we have in common is we have been on diets our whole lives, basically.
We have.
There have been diets starting in May 1963. There was Weight Watchers. That's when Weight Watchers started. And I don't mean to criticize any of these, because I actually think the woman who started Weight Watchers had a good idea. It's just that, and maybe it's an American thing. We get way too carried away. It's what
we do worry about diets, and in fact, I won't go through every decade.
No, do it.
But in the 20s, there was actually something called the cigarette diet, and
oh my gosh!
Lucky cigarette brand, their campaign was reach for a Lucky instead of a sweet. So it encouraged women, if you're tempted to eat a sweet, a dessert, a donut, you should instead reach for a cigarette.
In the 1920s.
In the 20s. And then in the 30s, and I remember this in the 80s, it got reintroduced in the 80s, but started in the 30s, was the grapefruit diet.
I think wow.
That we thought eating grapefruit before every meal. I did that in the 80s. I don't think it helped a whole lot.
So so I didn't realize it went back so far.
Yes,
I thought
1920s, and again, I'll go through these quickly.
No,
a master cleanse was introduced in the 40s. It was a mixture of cayenne pepper and maple syrup.
Now, do you think regular people were doing this, or do you think it was movie stars?
Maybe. Cabbage soup in the 50s was a big
3
thing.
times a day. I see.
3 times a day. In the 60s, getting to where you are talking about, was Weight Watchers, which is still very popular today.
Yes.
So that is one that stuck. In the 70s, it was called the Sleeping Beauty Diet, which pills came into being, amphetamines, pills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Valley of the Dolls.
Yes, Valley of the Dolls. So that was kind of a big thing in the 70s. The Pritkin diet came in the 70s, which was high, low fat, high protein. And then there's been a lot of variations from that. The Scarsdale, what do you have, was in the 80s. Scarsdale diet, you were supposed to be 1,000 calories or less.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, but people subscribe to these. So no wonder we are thinking about all this. Slim Fast came in 79. Where are you on your list?
I'm enjoying this. Keep going, please.
Jenny Craig came in 84. And who do you think of when you think of Jenny Craig?
Besides Jenny Craig?
Mm-hmm. I think it's Marie Osmond. Is it Marie Osmond?
Was she on that?
She's a big proponent, advertiser for one of these.
Oh.
Yeah. Atkins, we talked about, in the 90s, was high protein and fats.
Okay, yeah.
2000, Subway introduced a whole dieting trend of people eating Subway sandwiches because of Jared. We know what happened to him. 2010, the paleo diet. Do you remember that? Lean meats, veggies, fruits.
That's sort of like the caveman idea.
Yes, the caveman idea. Now, I remember in 2016.
Oh, we're getting recent.
My own daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Was on the Whole30. Do you remember that?
Yes.
For 30 days, you had a very specific list of foods you were allowed to eat or not eat.
And that got into macros and that kind of idea.
Right.
In fact, you are going by decade. I have not looked at the site, but there is something on the internet about you can look up the most popular diet trends from the year you were born. So apparently there's enough that you could go every year.
Wow.
So to all this, and let's see, Nutrisystem, did you say that?
No, maybe that's Marie Osmond. I don't know.
South Beach Diet.
Oh, yeah.
The Zone. Beverly Hills Diet. There are so many. And I say to all this, stop. It's just making you feel insecure. It's making you feel worried. It's making you feel like you don't measure up. It's too judgy. It's not even good for you. 1,000 calories a day wouldn't even be.
It's not healthy. And what I find, and I go in phases, and I am guilty of mentally calculating calories during the day.
Well, I'm going to tell you about that when go on.
I find it can make or break my mood standing on the scale in the morning, which is ridiculous.
Because you shouldn't be probably even, I would suggest not even standing on the scale.
And I mentally have like a range I want to be in, and I get very frustrated if I'm not in that
and
range.
like that feeling like you're in trouble.
Yes.
In trouble
so we
feeling.
should stop feeling this way. But amazing how obviously through the decades
we've all been brainwashed. And I say to myself, stop counting the sushi. And the reason I say that is I realized just a couple months ago, we went out for sushi and we were with other people and it was fun. And we just kept ordering everything and this tray and that tray and this roll and that roll. And I ate and I realized that was probably the first time by the time the evening was over, I realized that was the first time I had eaten sushi and not counted every piece to make sure I didn't go over what I thought would be the limit. So if I thought I should eat 6 rolls, that would be...
And if
I mean, just a little...
8, you would have been a little
I wouldn't
upset.
have. I wouldn't have eaten 8.
Wow.
I would have eaten 6, whatever I decided. And I thought, no, I was so thrilled with myself that I had a fun time, had a good time with friends, and hadn't even thought about how many pieces of sushi I was eating.
So I guess eat healthfully, maybe eat mindfully, but stop counting the sushi.
Stop counting the sushi and eat mindfully in the sense of that you love your body. And your body does need nutrients.
Yes.
It does. You do need to take care of it, but love yourself and you're not in trouble if you goof up.
Oh.
And you're still beautiful, no matter what.
I like that.
You're beautiful.
I like that. So I can still have a little bite of donut.
No, you can have the whole donut. I accidentally ate 3 donuts in one day last week, but
you're here and
I
you look
won't
great
go
and I
on with
love
that
you.
because we love each other and it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, it can't be. All right, well, thank you for listening. Thank you, Pat, at speakuptalkradio.com. And where do we find ourselves?
OKBoomerPod.com is probably the best, or any podcast app.
Yes.
And it's been great. Love you, Toodles. Enjoy the sun. Let's go sit outside a minute.
Let's take this outside. All right, bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
Thanks, Pat. Bye.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.